Heather by Conan the Gray, featuring Conan Gray by Heather on the channel Marin Music Center. People of the world, friends and relatives, today we will be learning Heather by Conan Gray. Standard tuning, Capo goes on the 5th fret. It's ironic that we're learning this song today because I, believe it or not, this is a true story. When I was in elementary school, I knew a person named Heather. And then here we are, decades later, learning a song called Heather. Without the capo, it's just not gonna sound right, and the capo actually makes it easier to play. It makes it so you don't have to stretch as far, you don't have to push as hard, so if you're just starting off, this song is a dream made in heaven just for you. Let's learn that quick little piano intro. We wanna play the 8th fret on the bottom string. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It looks like the 13th fret, but it's the 8th fret from the capo. You're gonna play that, then you're gonna play 7 on the bottom string, and then you're gonna play 8 on the 2nd string from the bottom. Just nice and slow, there's no groove to this part, there's no exact rhythm, you just play those 3 notes. That's like the Goonies sounding thing. That sounds like the Goonies theme. People of the world, friends and relatives, Goonies is good, probably. I liked it as a kid. Doesn't mean you have to like it now as a kid or an adult or something else. What else is there? Other than kid and adult, what other options are there? In the comments, if you're not a kid, not an adult, what are you? Oh, I know the answer. The answer is dead or not yet born. After you play that little 3-note intro, it's time to get into the chords and the strumming. We're gonna play the introduction. C chord, pointer finger, 1st fret, 2nd string from the bottom. Middle finger, 3rd fret, 2nd, oh my God, I messed up with the 2nd note of the chord. Let's start the C chord over, shall we? Pointer finger, 1st fret, 2nd string from the bottom. Middle finger, 2nd fret, 3rd string from the top. Ring finger, 3rd fret, 2nd string from the top. I'm gonna tell you, I literally, truly chopped off the very tippiest tip of my ring finger a little over a week ago, and I'm still recovering. So this is very painful. I'm taking one for the team, and I would appreciate your undying love and support. This is a C chord. Guys, if you're not already intimately familiar with the C chord, here's my little C chord tip. Don't go like this. Don't try to have your fingers coming straight up to the strings and having your fingers all separated. Have your fingers coming at this angle, like a 45-degree angle from the strings, and all the fingers are gonna be touching, just kind of fanned out. That's how you wanna do it. All right, on this C chord, try to mute the top string with your thumb if you can, but if you cannot, or if you are unwilling, it's not a deal breaker for this chord, it's okay. Here's the strumming. It goes down, up, 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 down, up. I want you to just say it with me for a second. Down, up, here we go. Down, up, 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 down, up. Now, let's play it. And down, up, 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 down, up. I'd like you to notice something. I'm going down, and then I'm actually moving my hand down again without hitting the strings, and then I go up, down, up. So I'm going down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. We want to keep this constant pendulum-like motion going with the arm. We don't want to go down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, where our arm is just freezing in place. We want the constant motion down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. It keeps everything moving. It makes it more autopilot so you don't have to think about every little thing. It also helps you keep the beat. There's so many good things about this. I've gotta tell you, if you are new to guitar and you're just trying to find your ropes and collect your bearings, or if maybe you've been playing for a little bit, but you're off to a rocky start and you want to course correct, I have a beginner guitar course. It's probably out by now. I mean, okay. Head on over to marinmusic.com. There's also a link in the description, and that'll take you right to my courses. Beginner guitar course, Stuart's Guide to Guitar for Beginners, featuring Stuart and Marin Music on Guitar channel. It's gonna be called something like that. I don't exactly know what the title of it is. You play that strumming pattern, down, up, 4 times on the C chord, and then we switch to an E minor chord. E minor is top string open, 2nd fret, 2nd string from the top, 2nd fret, 3rd string from the top, and the rest of the strings are all open, and you play the exact same strumming pattern. Let's go ahead and do the strumming pattern 4 times on this E minor chord. We'll see how it sounds. 1, 2, 3, here we go. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, great. But the real challenge is, can you switch from C to E minor? Let's give it a try. C 4 times, E minor 4 times. 1, 2, 3, here we go. Oh, Uncle Stuart, the song feels pretty slow and those chords don't seem too hard. I thought it was going to be easy, but it was not easy switching from chord to chord. Yeah, that's because you don't know about the trick, the chord switching trick. Who knows what I'm going to say? To switch chords when you're strumming like this, this is what you want to do. On your last strum up of the C chord, you're going to lift up your fingers and strum the open strings to prepare for the E minor. So up on the open strings so that you can come down on the E minor chord. Watch. Here I go. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Last time, down, up, down, open, E minor. That last strum up is just the open strings, but it sounds great. Let's try it together really slowly. So we're gonna do 3 times through the strumming, down, up, on the C, totally normal. And then the 4th and final time, we go down, up, down. Lift up your fingers, down on the E minor. Let's try it. 1, 2, 3, very slow. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Here we go. Up, down, open, E minor. Great. Up, down. And then you just keep the strumming going. And then we have to I lifted up my fingers in preparation for the next chord, which I'm going to tell you right now. The 3rd chord is A minor. Pointer finger, 1st fret, 2nd string from the bottom. Ring finger, 2nd fret, 3rd string from the bottom. Middle finger, 2nd fret, 3rd string from the top. For this A minor chord, you would like to mute the top string with your thumb if you can. Again, not a total deal breaker if you are unable to do that. Do the strumming pattern 4 times on this A minor chord, and then we switch to an F chord. F, you don't have to move your pointer finger. You just lift up your ring finger and your middle finger, then put your middle finger on 2 of the 3rd string from the bottom, put your ring finger on 3 of the 3rd string from the top. We want our fingers to be at that 45-degree angle, just like for the C chord. I think of the F chord as kind of like the C chord's little brother or sister. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but that's how I feel about it. I think it's a little brother. Now there are 2 things a little bit different with this F chord. First of all, this is actually an F major 7 chord, but we're just gonna call it F. It's not a big deal. But here's big difference. The special thing about the F chord, number 1, is you need your thumb to mute the top string. You must. You may not play the top string open. You must mute it with your thumb. If you're playing on a nylon string guitar and the neck is like this wide and you just cannot mute it with your thumb, then you just have to be really careful not to hit the top string when you strum. But that's a big, big, big bummer. So do everything in your power. You don't need to like wrap your thumb all the way around. You just need to squish it down so it just touches the top string. See that? I'm just pushing on the top of the neck and it just squishes down. Just mutes that top string. Great. Okay, so that was one special thing about this chord. The other special thing about the F chord is we only do the strumming pattern twice. We go down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And then we switch to an F minor chord. Now, guys, this is where the going gets rough, but this is also where the going gets tough and whatever the saying is that means you're gonna keep trying because you're a hard worker. Greens don't quit. I'm not a green, I'm a Tribbiani. Tribbianis quit. People of the world, friends and relatives, F minor chord is a half bar chord. This is how Conan Gray plays it. Ring finger stays on the 3rd fret of the 3rd string from the top, just like with the normal F chord. You get rid of your middle finger entirely, and then your pointer finger has to mash down on the 1st fret of the bottom 3 strings. So one finger mashing down on the 3 strings. You may take your middle finger and have it help your pointer finger push on the 1st fret. Ideally, we would love to keep the top couple strings. Okay, you know what? Never mind. Don't worry about the top couple strings. When you're strumming, just try really hard not to hit either of the top 2 strings. Aim for the bottom 3 strings when you strum, and then even if you hit an extra string, it'll be good. We want this chord to sound like this. And you do the strumming pattern twice on this F minor chord. Now, I know, most of you are like, oh, this chord is unbearably miserable. I can't even stand it. Here's another option. It's not great. You're not gonna love it, but it's another option. You can do the full bar chord. Take your pointer finger, mash down on the 1st fret of all 6 strings. Take your middle finger, mash down on top of your pointer finger to help it squish down on those strings. Take your ring finger, put it on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string from the top, and tuck your pinky in right beneath your ring finger on the 3rd fret of the 3rd string from the top. This is the full F minor bar chord. Conan Gray plays the half bar chord. Most people find this version a little bit easier. I personally find the full bar chord a little bit easier, but I'm gonna leave everyone's devices up to their own devices. Also, I have a free bar chord course at marinmusic.com, which will help you with trials and tribulations such as these. Guys, we've learned the primary chord progression. It goes C 4 times, E minor 4 times, A minor 4 times, F twice, F minor twice. Let's try it all the way through, nice and slow. Boom, picky, picky, boom, picky, picky. 1, 2, 3, here we go. Up, down, up, boom. Up, down, 3. Up, down, up, 1, 2, and lift. 2, 3, 4, and A minor. Get ready? Here's the F, F, F minor. That was the introduction. It's just those 5 chords, just like that. Amazing work. Then we get to the verse. The verse is literally exactly the same as the introduction. You just play through those chords a couple times. Great. Then we get to the pre-chorus. Guys, the pre-chorus is basically exactly the same with one tiny difference. What does basically exactly the same mean? So for the pre-chorus, you go like this. C, totally exactly the same. E minor, totally exactly the same. A minor, totally exactly the same. F, totally exactly the same. You go to the F minor chord, but instead of playing the strumming pattern twice, you just do one strum. And then you have to count to like 6. You go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we go into the chorus. The chorus is exactly the same as all the other sections to the song. Same exact chords, same exact strumming pattern. Then we get to the second verse. Now, the thing about the second verse is it's exactly the same as the first verse. That takes us to the second pre-chorus. So the second pre-chorus is exactly the same as the first pre-chorus. And then finally we make it to the second chorus, which is exactly the same as the first chorus. Okay. We have made it to the bridge of the song. The bridge is exactly the same as the introduction. But after the bridge, we go to the final chorus. So the final chorus, which is the same as the ending to the song, is exactly the same as the first 2 choruses. What I'm trying to say is we just do those 5 chords with that strumming pattern the entire time throughout the entire song. So how about we just play this strumming pattern twice through and then we call it a day? We call it a gray. A Conan, let's just play through these one more time. We'll call it a Conan Gray Day. Featuring Heather on marinmusic.com. 1, 2, 3. Wait, Goonies intro. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Switch. And switch. And switch. And again, see. Ba, 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 ba. Ready. Here we go. Here we go. Strum. I wish I was Heather. People of the world, friends and relatives. Get that crap off your guitar.